Wanderers, welcome to the Wondering Dutchmen Podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Love Excavating.
Today's episode is brought to you by Love Excavating. Listen, when we say that we like doing business with local companies, we mean it. Why do local companies matter? Well, local companies donate to youth sports programs. Local companies hire local folks to work for them. Local companies give when civic and nonprofit organizations ask. And we appreciate Love Excavating for doing everything they can do in the community as a local company. The next time you need demolition, land clearing, or hauling done, don't hesitate. Call Love Excavating today, a local company that is deeply ingrained in this community that we call home. The Wondering Dutchmen Podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wondering Dutchmen Podcast coming to you from, that's right, Smoker's Lounge.
The Wondering Dutchmen.
Yeah. The Wondering Dutchmen. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Wondering Dutchmen Podcast, brought to you by Love Excavating. We are coming to you from Smoker's Lounge. I am Esquire, and I'm joined at the table by two handsome devils who made it into 2025. We're all here, alive in 2025, sitting over there at the nice flannel. Looks like a pretty fresh haircut not too long ago, maybe?
3 or 4 weeks, probably.
Okay, so it's been a spell. Wearing the rose-colored glasses from Richmond, Indiana, it's our buddy, David Allen Smoker.
Hello.
Sitting here to my right with the messy hair and the mustache, Holland's favorite native son, it's our buddy, Zachary David Masner.
Hello, guys.
Gentlemen, how are we?
Doing real well.
Muy bueno.
Well, sounds great. Into topic one. All right, Big Mace, let's go.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good.
He's Louise.
I'm good. I'm great. Good, great, grand, wonderful. Glad to have the holidays behind.
Oh, yeah. I need to get this tree put away behind us.
Keep it up till July.
Yeah, we haven't even had the epiphany yet.
Yeah, we're going to do that this week. Well, when you listen to this, it's already happened.
Motherfucker. Well, goddamn, we don't need to take that tree down. The fucking wise man didn't even show up to the 6th.
Yeah, well, that's why you're not supposed
That
to take
was a
decorations down
that
there.
was a coined statement from an individual that I work with. We were amongst boys talking about, my wife wanted to take the tree down and get everything put up and, just be done with it. And house is all spick and span. And without missing a beat, the one old boy said, well, goddamn, the wise man didn't show up till the 6th. It ain't even the epiphany yet. But yeah, pretty funny shit there.
That is pretty good. That's why we haven't taken ours down.
That's right.
And I wanted to wait for the coldest day of the year to go ahead and just do it too.
Mm-hmm.
Builds
I'm waiting
character.
for mine to, we got to keep her watered. Don't want it to spark off and, get a little nervous when it gets old and a little dingy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you got to be worried about those things.
Mm-hmm.
I had an interesting situation the other day.
Oh,
Do tell.
So New Year's Eve, we're recording this on January 2nd in real time.
2.
You'll listen to this on January 6th, 7th, 8th, 7th, 8th.
Ish.
Somewhere around there. So we were watching Home Alone 2 when old boy goes to New York City.
Yeah, that's a dandy.
And in the opening scenes of his arrival into New York City, they show the Twin Towers.
Mm-hmm.
And I made the mistake of making the comment that it's a shame those are no longer there.
Oh, boy.
To which my 6-year-old daughter then goes, well, where did they go, Daddy? And and Janelle was putting Retman down, and I kind of said, well, honey, there was a situation where some people that didn't like us very well attacked us. Kind of like attacked us. That's all I could explain. She goes, oh, and then we fought a war? I said, yeah, for 20 years we were over there. And to which she just kind of said, oh, well, that's a shame. And I said, yeah, you're right, honey.
Mm-hmm.
And so we broke down that first adult conversation.
Yeah. Sounds like it
that
went
way.
well.
Yeah, pretty good. Kind of caught me off guard. I just should have kept my mouth shut, but tells you they're listening more than what you think.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
But because I think her comment was, well, I'd like to go see it someday. It looks tall. And I said, well, honey, it's just a memorial now.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where the conversation all went from there. But yeah, it was kind of could have got real deep there. And then I tried to just scratch the surface.
Now, New Year's Day, my boy asked me why I kept saying to punch that guy in the effing face on New Year's Eve. He could hear me shouting from my perch.
Oh, yeah.
Now, did he say effing or did he drop the full hard?
No, he didn't drop it, but he was listening. He let me know that he knew that I was
saying bad words.
Yeah, didn't know I didn't like that guy.
You were literally yelling, punch him in the face.
Yeah. He was drunker than Cooter Brown up there.
Well, I saw the picture
of him dancing. Did you see the video of him dancing?
Dave was in his element. Congratulations.
I've never seen anything like it at a sporting event. I mean, we were pretty tuned up at the Cardinals game. Remember when we were up there and shit like that? But I don't think it was. I think it was just too hot for Dave to really kind of blossom at that Cardinals game.
Yeah, probably.
I tell you,
this hockey shit. We're going to get into it later, but it was a wild deal. I've been sick again. I can't get over it.
It's not the Clovis, is it?
I don't know. This time?
Yeah.
No.
Because you just had it.
So I had it Christmas before Christmas.
Wait, Clovis you did?
No, Covis.
Covis?
Hey, she had that Covis, and they still had that damn party for her. That's a street department quote, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Covis 19. I don't know if you ever had that or not, but it's pretty gnarly. But before Christmas, got to feeling better, and then I guess it would have been Monday.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday of this week. And then Wednesday was pretty rough. And then last night, I felt like somebody had an ice pick jamming it in my ear. So now all of the sinus pressure is like over here and then right in here. It sucks. But
a neti pot.
We'll get through it.
Well, probably this big major snowstorm that's pushing through.
Boys, I'm getting excited for my kids to have a Christmas, like a snow, like I had when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You're pretty stoked about this.
I sent a text message to the boss man, not Sunday, Wednesday.
What day is it today, Dave?
Thursday. Okay. So this was yesterday.
Okay.
I said, listen here, boss man. I was like, if we get 20 inches of snow, it's because of me. I'm putting the bad juju on us. I said, I know we got 10 gallons worth of shit to do and 5 gallons worth of time. But I said, I'm looking forward to 20 inches and putting that side by side in snow mode and tugging them kids all over the neighborhood.
You know what would have been a funnier?
And then what did he say? That's great, but I hope you got the PTO for it.
Well, he actually
Go
said,
ahead, put your days in, Dave.
He actually said, I haven't seen those particular projections, but yeah, that would be pretty cool, I guess.
Those particular projections would have been a better response of, Dave, I don't know if you could handle all 20 inches. Maybe just take 4 or 5 at a time, buddy. That probably could have been an HR conversation.
Oh, shit. So
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm getting the feeling a little.
I feel like you need to get you a good old sweat going on.
Yeah.
Get down there. We'll get this effort humped up to, Jesus.
Hotter than mock
here
Jesus.
I can't wait.
92
sweat it
degrees.
out
Like a Native American sweat lodge.
That's what we need.
Brother.
Hey, we do need to introduce the curator of Brado's Three Big Things.
Oh, yeah.
In the lounge.
Brado in the house.
There he
He's
is.
over there. He brought us a nice little gift.
Oh, yeah.
Shit,
Smashing some
yeah.
M&Ms. Oh, what's the red bag?
That's peanut M&Ms for sure.
Peanut butter.
Yellow. Peanut butter M&Ms.
Yeah, peanut butter.
Yellow bag.
I forgot the other half.
Yeah.
He's going to be upset when he listens to tomorrow's episode.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Maybe Dave's going to give you a little taste of it, what comes down. But we got a wager. We just can't tell you about it. We can't tell you about it. But yeah, we,
Hey, in real time here, New Year's Eve was a great time for us. But on a serious note, talking about them whole Twin Towers and stuff, not to get all gloom and doom here, but it was a pretty rough night on Bourbon Street down in Louisiana.
Yeah, that is a shame.
Yeah. So
That is a shame.
T's and P's to all those folks and everything. So
Yeah, 15 people killed.
yeah,
And I think there
14 confirmed what I heard earlier, and dozens more hurt. But
Yeah, and then there was
including the driver.
it probably was
15.
15 with the driver.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then there was
The Trump Tower one too.
Yeah, and you know what?
Cybertruck.
What a victory lap for Elon Musk and the Cybertruck, because they actually said that because of the way they're designed is to blow up and not out, that like it didn't even shatter the glass on the front there. And that's how they're designed.
Did you see all the conspiracies floating around already?
I stay out of that.
Well, not really conspiracies, but other than the fact that these two dudes were
on the same army base.
They were stationed on the same army base together, and then the one guy, what was the other whistleblower? He had made over 100 visits to the base during those two's duty station period.
Yeah, I don't.
Wild deal. Anyway, yeah, but that's all I got. I mean, I'm sure I'm missing lots of stuff. I'm ready for the kids to go back to school. I know that. Not only that's a stab at Brado, but just to get them little loud bastards out of my house for a while. Good grief.
Well,
I don't think Gus and me and the warden could take much more of it.
We've enjoyed it.
We've enjoyed it.
Well, but the kids have been a couple nights at old Papaw Frank's, and they've been up at Grandma Schrader's a few times. Well, not a few. I think they spent the night up there once, but they've been busy to where it's not been, and ours are different. They need us all the time.
Yeah, ours.
So there's not a whole lot of independence there.
Kind of wonder, me and the boys watched Harry Potter, all 7 of them here over Christmas break,
Oh, boy. You got a lot of free time.
We just squeeze them in when we can. I mean, it's not free time. It's dedication. But it got me thinking. Seems like a pretty good option for kids. Harry Potter and all them, Hermione, they come out pretty well-rounded. Some of them died, I guess, and attacked by that one feller. But could you imagine just sending your kids to school in the
Hogwarts
in the fall?
Yeah.
And they come back at Christmas and they leave again until summer?
We're not in that tax bracket, but it happens all the time. They're called boarding schools.
Well, that always sounds so daggone like, I guess I think military school, but maybe.
No, boarding schools
that's where
are real like
the
that.
poor people go to the military schools.
Huh.
And then if you got cash, depending on what your tax bracket is, you send them to some very ultra fancy in New Hampshire kind of deal, or Connecticut, or Vermont.
Probably not learning to be wizards, though.
No.
You think those kids turn out better than kids that go to public school?
No.
It's not real.
They turn out to be just arrogant jackasses that think they're entitled. They're the ones that are ruining America, but that's not for this conversation.
Yeah,
either.
we don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Wrong tax bracket.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not in that. Well, I mean, podcast money. We're getting close.
Yeah.
I mean, we're growing, boys.
Yeah.
Growing.
Well, some would say if you quit eating, kind of cut back on the growth there a little bit. But we will get into it, big fella. What you got?
Well, I've had a pretty rough go at things here recently with just being sick. And like in the wintertime, it just seems like my hands, I'm pretty rough on them. And over the last couple times, well, matter of fact, like twice in the last week, I have drawn copious amounts of blood. I've bled my own blood.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Like I even got it all over my boots and shit at work. And so the other day we were driving rebar pins to center grade for one of our new concrete pads we're working on. And what's wrong?
Just thinking.
Okay. I thought I'd missed something and you were flagging me down.
No. I'm just following along the conversation.
Okay. All right.
Dave is thinking about how nice and soft his hands are. And that's not a stab at you, Dave, because that
They
same
used
boat.
to not be.
Same boat. It's called white collar.
Yikes. So we use we're using 1/2-inch rebar that we had cut with a demo saw with a fiber blade on it.
I never liked operating demo saws.
They're loud as shit, man.
Well, and they just get
yeah.
easy to get out of.
Well, yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But anyway, so I'm going after it. We're cutting them in 2-foot spots and all that stuff. Oh yeah, you want one, Mr. Squirrely Dan? I remember the last time we tried
These are
this.
different.
Those are only 3.
Oh, 3 millis.
They didn't have any.
And I didn't have a bunch of beers.
Go for the upper decky.
Oh, that's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
We got to line the grooves up there, hot shot.
Good grief.
Child proof.
Oh.
So when you cut rebar with them fiber blades, you always get that extra
It's got a little bit of a
razor blade that
Yeah.
hangs off the side of it. So we're driving these things down. Good God. You need a screwdriver, honey?
No, I'm fine. I got it.
So we're hammering them down and this and that, and I'm getting down to the nitty gritty, and I'm trying to guide the driving to a certain way. Like I'm trying to meet the string, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm really putting a little ass, bending it over and trying to, you know, really hammer it. See, you missed that. I made a joke.
Bending
there.
over, really hammering it.
Yeah. I figured you guys would quit f***ing with that Zen can and really lock in here. But I cut to shit, actually mashed my finger between the rebar and my hand.
Well, you dumbass, move your hand.
And I was bleeding like hell. Like I had blood all over the pin, had blood all over the handle of the hammer, all over my boot. And my buddy that was helping me, he's like,
Cesar?
no.
Oh, I should have waited till he did an accent.
And he was like, I'm not touching.
It's in your finger. It's a bleeding.
I'm
Hey.
not. We don't work with any Italians. But I was anyway.
Hey, a big mace, you're a bleeding there, buddy.
My topic is
Goddamn, we still haven't got to what the topic is.
yeah. You're welcome. Because you guys been effing around.
Not our fault.
Yeah, it is. It's totally your fault. Makeshift bandages.
Oh, been there.
yeah.
Makeshift bandages. And I just feel like that's a good tactic to have is in order and the ability to construct and just make a Band-Aid when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was bleeding like hell and we weren't done.
Now you can't stop.
So I just kept bleeding my own blood all over these pins and shit. And then finally the boss was like, you probably ought to go get a piece of paper towel or something. You're bleeding everywhere. I'm like, yeah, I only got like 2 pins left. We'll get it. Well, then I went over and got some paper towel and I took my knife and cut it into a few strips, doubled them over, and then put it around my finger and then take
Bold
some
move.
duct tape
When was the last time you got a tetanus shot?
when my kids were born.
Yeah, you probably ought to get that updated.
It's not been 10 years yet. Oh, yeah, it has.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually been 11.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't have tetanus, do I?
Maybe that's why you're sick.
Maybe that's why
Yeah.
I have lockjaw.
Oh, that's not something to joke
my
about.
God.
Talk about weight loss solutions.
Oh shit. Am I gonna get lockjaw?
Yeah, if you can't move your guy.
I'm not gonna be able to speak.
It's the bacteria.
Lucky you guys. But anyway,
I
so
feel like you'd
then
be a strong mumbler if you
yeah,
couldn't talk.
Oh, yeah.
mumble. The rest of it. You already heard my deaf impersonation.
Oh, boy.
That reel ought to slap.
Probably shouldn't have sent that one out.
That's good. I love it. But big deaf community. It's hard to be deaf and listen to a podcast.
I wonder what the subtitles are going to say.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
No.
So then last night or yesterday, New Year's Day,
night, we let the liquor talk.
my mom always does the whole cabbage pot and all that stuff.
Oh,
hell
yeah.
yeah.
So I had to go to More for Less and get a head of cabbage. And I thought, mom's making this too, but I needed to get milk and bread because snowpocalypse is coming.
Yeah.
And so I went and got all that shit and eggs and whatnot. And I thought, hell, I'll just get me a head of cabbage and try it myself. And I went to slicing that son of a bitch up and right through the old tip of the thumb.
Mm.
And luckily my fingernail stopped it from lobbing my whole tip of my finger off.
Yeah.
But in that instance there, the water was already boiling, getting ready for so I just,
Dip it in there.
nope, I wrapped it up in a paper towel and did one of these numbers to get the blood to stop. And then I just continued to slice and throw it in.
Yeah.
And then after I was done, then I went and bandaged it correctly with gauze and things. But
Maybe what we're starting to learn here is you don't have real good focus with sharp items.
well, that's what I'm
around or-
saying. Like but it doesn't happen that often. Like the last time I cut myself real proper was not this barbecue competition, but the one before that.
The first one.
The first one. Yeah, I cut the shit out of my finger when we were, matter of fact, the scar, you can kind of still see the scar right here.
Oh, yeah. Scar tissue.
But I cut the piss out of my
Scar
finger
tissue that I
doing,
wish you
I
saw.
don't remember what I was trying to cut.
Zip ties.
Yeah, it was zip ties, wasn't it? Yep.
What in the world do we use zip ties for?
The banners on the tent.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Uh-huh. And I cut the living dog piss out of my finger that day. And had a taped up finger the rest of the weekend.
Yeah.
You guys ever make makeshift Band-Aids?
All
Oh,
the time.
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. The best is when you've got like a towel and then you could take a little bit of electrical tape. Because you get that electrical tape real
towel?
tight. Well, like paper towel.
Okay, yeah.
No, I've never used a knife to cut strips of paper towel. I typically just rip it. I rip it.
You're never going to rip it straight.
Well, at that point in time, it doesn't seem to matter that much. It's going to be wound up in blood soon.
Are you on any blood thinners?
No.
Just booze.
Just booze?
And testosterone.
Does that thin your blood?
No.
I don't know, but I'm 6 weeks behind, 5 weeks behind. I had to get a new batch in. So Sunday, back on the wagon.
Back on the T train.
That's
Like
right.
this past Sunday you did?
No. There's one coming up.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while. I can tell. But I'm good to go again for another few months.
You want to know how you guys have negatively affected me?
We're gonna have
You want
to
the
walk.
tea?
We're gonna have to walk
No.
in reverse when we leave here.
Why?
He's gonna be all teed up,
Oh, well. Just don't leave any patchouli smelling items around.
riding the old captain of the old baloney pony here.
Every time like I start feeling like lazy,
You're like, I need that testosterone.
I go straight to the low T. I've almost called Doc Flaming up just to do a testosterone test. I mean, I know it's not my problem.
It
Just being
costs
lazy.
it costs a lot of money to get it done if your insurance don't pay for it.
Well, I mean, I'm just not going to do it. It's not a low T problem.
Now, back to the topic at hand.
Homemade bandages.
The best thing for a cut, back in the my younger days, there's this product that you use on horses when they get scrapes and cuts called Wonder Dust.
Mm-hmm.
You ever use Wonder Dust?
Never heard of it.
It's just got a little flip top it looks about like chalk line powder, but it's white. But it's a coagulant. And you just douse that effer in there, and then the blood sticks to it, and then it makes this real gnarly, funky
Probably
smelling
burns a little
scab.
bit.
Oh, it's not too bad. I'd like to find some of that. I feel like maybe flour would be close.
That's what you
Go
use
to
for a
Rural
dog.
King.
Wonder Dust or flour?
Flour for a dog's nail if you clip her too tight.
Jenna's been there before. She's clipped the quick once, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or the dog thought she did. Had to bandage her up. We had to make a makeshift bandage for her.
Right
And
there.
then my drunk ass was going to.
Wonder Dust wound powder.
Yep. I don't know if it's proved for folks or not, but I've used it a lot.
And
That
if
gets me to a second thing. My grandpa,
it's good enough for a horse, it's good enough for me, I reckon.
Yeah.
anytime I'd have like aches or pains or something that wasn't bleeding.
Goody powder. BC goody powder.
No. This wasn't a powder. He had this homebrew salve.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
He'd put like liniment in there, like horse liniment that smells like mint, to like break down the muscles and stuff. And it was like good grief, it was sticky like syrup. but it
Goody
was
salve?
Thick like, it's just homemade. I don't
That's
know
what
the
old
hell it was.
Hannibut's Goody Salve. He was known as the Goody Salve man.
Okay.
Like he sold it for years. And it's sort of a damn it.
So did it work?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think so. Like if you had an ache, like you pulled a muscle, let me put some salve on it. Just put some of that on there, and then jam a finger.
It's not Goody Salve. What's
Get
it
one.
called?
Get stepped on or bit by a horse. You just put that salve on there.
And it fixed it?
It might have been a placebo effect, but man, I need a.
Raleigh's Salve. Is that it? Raleigh's Salve?
Well, this ain't something you could buy.
This was Grandpa Smoker's homemade recipe.
Right.
Grandpa Gibbons.
But this
Grandpa
is
Gibbons.
the stuff that the old boy down the road always used to sell. Raleigh's antiseptic salve. Ingredients.
Fragile.
Turpentine,
Okay.
liquefied phenol, combined with a base of petroleum, paraffin, and cottonseed oil.
I feel like maybe if you took petroleum.
And mixed
And
it with yellow.
placenta.
And mixed it with yellow 5, and that's what they're putting in all of our kids' food today.
Who's that?
That was my impression of RFK.
So back to petroleum jelly and placenta. I feel like that'd be a good start.
placenta.
I think there's like stem cells in there or something.
Oh, because don't the wardens have
The
joined.
pills.
Don't people like
You can
eat
get them
that
in
or
pills.
something?
Yeah. Soup.
Oh,
Like fresh from the baby?
Yeah.
Like, pass it up here. The rag?
dry.
Yeah. And put it in a capsule.
I bet they sell
I'd
that
wanna-
to the.
I'd want to grill it. I'd like to grill
Can
it.
you just get that?
The Merkley boys probably make some blood sausage.
Head cheese. You ever seen that stuff? Did you get a good look at that stuff?
No.
Blood
Wanderers,
sausage?
I'm trying something new here. Trying a Zen package.
Yep.
This is different. I tried a sixer a few days ago, and it made me want to barf.
The
Now, this
three introduced you
But
to
it
it.
probably is the lack of the 40 beers beforehand.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
We did work.
I
That got
thought
out
we
of
only
hand.
had like 5.
Nope.
Whole shit.
I brought a
was a train
whole
wreck.
brand new 30-pack.
I got here 10 minutes before you with a brand new 30 pack.
And there was only 8 of them left.
Yeah, huh? And then that one up there, Brother Loves, is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Huh? How'd you play in euchre?
We
Did
dominated.
great.
Hell yeah.
Till I had to leave.
I got my ass chewed the whole time I was sitting there. We're gonna leave it at that. But goddamn,
Oh yeah. That was a tough situation. No, I didn't say it was you.
no.
No.
There was another patron
by somebody else that
that was
down.
telling me how the world was going south.
And you need to
Crazy.
fix it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
mother-
so
Tough spot.
I tell you what. Now we were talking about bandages.
And salves.
Salve.
We were currently talking
Grandpa
about salves.
Gibbons salve.
Yeah. I can't remember it. Daggone it.
My grandpa was real big on salves too. And you know what else he was real big on?
Pipe tobacco.
Camphophenique.
Oh,
What is that?
never heard of it.
Have you never heard of camphophenique? Oh boy.
Now, are you saying it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I mean, you were the one that just mispronounced the ingredients.
PHO. Camphophenique. Right here, boys. Camphophenique is a powerful healing, gives cold sores a cold shoulder, tackle minor burns, bites, and scrapes. Now you want to talk about it was always in these little green green glass bottles that had like a metal cap, like right there. You put a little bit of that shit on anything, boy, and that'll if it don't heal it, it'll put
I'm going to go down to
put
Earl
hair
King,
on your knuckles.
and I'm
That's
going
for
to get
sure.
me a bunch of liniment and some other shit, and I'm going to start whipping up salves.
Oh, that's good. You could
I'm
be
just-
a
I'm gonna-
salve maker.
Yeah,
Smoke Dragon salve.
Smoke salve. We'll sell that
Yeah,
on the
what-
online
now-
store.
The warden's back here talking about making tinctures.
Oh,
Tincture.
Do you know what a tincture is?
Yeah, like a little dropper.
No, you don't. It's called a tincture.
Yeah.
We got in a big fight one time because she swore up and down it was called tincture.
Well, there's too many syllables in the way that's
The same
spelled.
guy that would mispronounce ingredients and other things is the one that points out everybody else's.
When you know them, you know 'em.
slight.
I'll buy that.
You're not good at being wrong, Casey. So
I bet we could.
that's all it is.
I bet we could sell our homemade
Oh, I'm
Dutchman
Yeah.
remedies.
sure.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it would be. It would
Hey,
be.
hey, Wanderers! If there's a smoker salve for sale on some sort of Wondering Dutchman
Smokers.
store, would you buy smoker salve? Because I'll work on a recipe.
Yeah, drop it in the comments. Let us
Yeah,
know. Anyway,
see.
what you got, big guy?
New Year's Eve in Times Square, I'm out.
Yeah.
You could not pay me
No.
$1 million
Not to mention Ryan
to stand
Seacrest, douche.
with those people.
Who's a douche?
Ryan Seacrest.
Not a fan.
Mm.
You know him.
So
Yeah, he was like part of NSYNC or something, wasn't he?
no, complete opposite.
Backstreet Boys?
No, I think he was just a DJ.
Part of NSYNC.
Was Ryan Seacrest not in a band?
No, he's a DJ.
He was on that Extreme Makeover Home Edition.
Cut that out.
The magic of editing.
You chewing that?
No, just moving it,
Oh.
clip it.
I thought maybe you're supposed to chew it.
No.
Yeah,
Get the
go
flavor out
ahead.
of it.
Bite in there. See what happens. Pop that baby open.
No, they so we watched the ball drop and that was about it. But those people were lined up at 3 p.m. to get a spot in Times Square. If you move or leave, you lose your spot.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got to take a piss, like tough spot for the small bladders of the world,
Catheter.
or you just pee in the streets of New York, that's probably not
That's what
anything
everybody
new.
else does.
Yeah, but I just looked at it and I couldn't do it. There's no way.
Not only are they camping out, but they're doing. This is a wild deal. Give a guy one little bitty Nicky pouch, and the whole world's crumbling down.
It's quiet now.
It's like day one. I love it.
That's how you fix them. Kids acting up, kick the shit out
Just
of them.
kick it.
But no, I just saw those people standing there, and there's no way. And then it got me thinking like other places that I don't like to go anymore. You know, where you got to stand
Grocery store.
Walmart.
shoulder to shoulder and just
anywhere public.
I'd have a hard time going to Broadway on Nashville anymore.
Now, see, I don't like going to Broadway on Nashville, but I like going to the third floor AJ's Good Time Bar and just locking in for karaoke all night long.
Somebody was saying that Nashville, New Year's Eve.
Neighbor Doug was down there.
Yeah, they're saying that is almost becoming more popular than New York.
Yeah, because New York sucks.
They're winning. Nashville's winning that because of all the the good music and stuff down there.
And I tell you what, that's pretty impressive considering there was a bomb there 3 years ago. Remember that bombing?
Oh, yeah,
down there the week before New Year's Eve.
At Nashville?
Yeah, right out front of like
the old Bell phone building or something.
Yeah,
block
something
off
there.
Broadway or two.
Yeah, because it took out. It was down that area by Fogo de Chao and Hooters and all that area down there.
There's a Fogo in Nashville.
Oh,
yeah, eating there twice.
I've been to the one in Indy.
We need to go sometime.
Pretty bad.
We say it a lot. We probably need to just do it.
Yeah.
You ever been?
Oh yeah, I've been once over there in San Diego, California.
Had a chance to go to San Diego last year. Passed on it. Didn't want to be out there.
It's not bad. It's
Long travel.
It is long travel, but I think it'd be a nice place. I mean, it would be a place that I would take my family to.
San Diego.
Weather's nice. Huh?
Yeah, and it's like the same all year round. Like I don't even think it gets real hot there when it's hot.
Stay classy.
Still California.
San Diego.
Fair.
Still California. So that's all I got.
No,
not real in
so
depth. I just not a fan of
when we
the idea of
when
standing
we
in Times
think of
Square.
that whole situation, it makes my skin crawl because number one, you just become a target. Like I hate to be the weirdo that thinks about all that bad shit.
Well, look at what happened down there.
That's what I'm
at Bourbon
saying.
Street.
That just, I mean, obviously, I'm not saying anything went awry with the security or anything like that in New Orleans or whatever, but like I just feel like maybe the security at Times Square might be a little
lax.
No, different.
I think complete opposite.
Yeah. Like I think that they would be on point, like up there. Like there would be no room.
That's a major soft target
for dicking aroundery at Times Square. But
I don't know. I don't know that I buy into that.
Well,
how many people can they have?
Let's just assume that it is. And
I bet you got 20-1 as far as patrons to
cops,
security personnel. And
well, even if it is 20-1, I don't want to go, maybe because of that reason. Just kind of freak out about. I couldn't imagine dragging my kids into somewhere like that and then something get really, really, terrible happen. Another thing I wouldn't want to do is I wouldn't want to do like the Olympics, even though like when they came to Atlanta and all that shit, like
spectating.
Like anything, stuff like that. Like I wouldn't want to be in those big crowds like that.
What about Chase Bland? Weren't we going to go watch him?
Boston.
Did you do that one?
Yeah, I mean there was a
Hey, speaking of him,
little bit of a
pressure
cooker issue.
I saw our buddy running on 161. He looks fast.
Oh,
I've seen more than one runner on 161. Oh, neighbor boy down here. He's just getting it too. Tyler Nelson. Give him a shout out. He's a
Oh, yeah. What's he training for?
Just for
Probably
fun.
just to be a badass.
Just funsies, probably. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not going to. I don't really even care to go to New York.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Ever.
I wouldn't want to go to New York City.
I would
I'd
want to
probably
go
to Upper New York State.
If I would go to New York City, what I would want to do is maybe I would want to go to see where like the
Saturday Night Live.
That Radio City Music Hall.
Isn't that in Chicago?
I don't know where the it's at. I don't know.
Radio City Music Halls in New York.
I don't know where the heck it is. And then I would want to eat. I would want to see the World War or the Trade Center Memorial, and then I'd want to eat a real pastrami on rye.
Would you check out the Statue of Liberty?
You can see her.
Maybe go to Ellis Island and see where my 5 generations ago ancestors landed.
Hell yeah.
That'd be neat.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
Good stuff.
We're going to take a quick pause for the cause. This pause for the cause is brought to you by Love Excavating. Have big plans in 2025 for constructing a new home, a garage, or that shop you've always wanted? Is your potential build site less than ready for that building? Well, the good news is Love Excavating can handle it. Just earlier in December, Love Excavating was in action preparing a future home site just off Highway 64 by the Holland Junction. Love Excavating is your go-to when it comes to land clearing, site prep, and then any hauling that needs to be done. Trust the professionals with the experience at Love Excavating for your next building site. All right, Smoke Dragon.
Well,
Hockey. Maybe more American than NASCAR.
Bullshit.
I don't know. And I'm prepared to back this up. No, I'm not a sports guy. We know this.
Not a sports guy.
And I about put more
Confirmed.
American than baseball, but I don't know that baseball's all that American.
Baseball was created in America.
So was basketball.
Yeah, basketball. Yeah, but
It was created in America at a YMCA or something.
it's
in,
America's
like, Tennessee.
pastime.
I think hockey might be. Because here's the deal. You think NASCAR, you think some beer drinking good old boys. But I'm thinking those hockey players, beer drinking good old boys. You get in a fight in NASCAR, you get fined. You get in a fight in hockey, you get let go. Just have your thing. Hit the ice, you're done. And that was awesome.
Well, I will say,
The original hockey can be traced back to a number of places, including Nova Scotia,
Yeah. that's-
Montreal, and the United Kingdom. There's nothing American about hockey.
I don't
the
know.
beer drinking and the fighting by spectators. The beer drinking by spectators, the fighting on ice. I can see where you're at there.
I think that it's rebellious.
Hockey is?
I feel like it. You don't get your way. You fight until, hey, to hell with you, man. And you knock some teeth out. The referees, they were getting roughed up pretty bad, and they weren't throwing fits and having little tantrums about it. They just got their happy asses out. Shouldn't have been there. You know what I mean? Like, there's some tough
I will
Mama Jane.
I will buy into the grittiness of a hockey player. I will give you that. Like
Gritty. I will agree.
the Canadians, the Canucks, the Russians, like
The Americans.
probably not as much as the
We're
So
not
Canadians.
you're
known for
telling
our-
me
The Canucks.
you pick yourself some badass baseball player,
Mm-hmm.
and you stick him in there and off the ice even. You think he could hold his own against a hockey player?
Without a doubt.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is where the podcast is going to go. We're going to get a hockey player and a baseball player to duke it out and drink beer.
You're telling me that Pete Alonso or Aaron Judge
At 6'5",
or like an Albert Pujols in his prime couldn't square off with a pencil neck Wayne Gretzky from the 80s?
But
He would have ripped his
Pencil-neck
head off and
Wayne
shit down his
Gretzky
neck.
is mean. Those baseball players aren't mean. They break a nail and get all whiny about, oh, we lost. I'm going to cry somewhere.
Dave, can I provide some clarifying
I
points?
think you've been looking at the wrong baseball players.
Can I provide some clarifying points?
I've really just watched, like high school baseball.
Yeah. I'm going to provide some clarification for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
First off, in the NHL, each team has what they consider an enforcer.
An enforcer.
And those are the guys that fight.
They're
There's only one
headhunters.
guy on an NHL team that fights, maybe two. They don't. The guys like Sidney Crosby,
That's what-
Alex Ovechkin, those guys don't fight. Connor Bedard, Connor McDavid, they don't fight.
You're way out
And
of my
this-
league here. This is
Krigo said when the dude fought, it was like 5 minutes in the first period.
These guys
And
in this
and
lower
Krigo's
league,
like, that dude's the headhunter. Like he's him. 'Cause
these
he was-
guys
yeah,
in the
Hobbs.
lower league,
Hobbs.
these guys in the lower league, they scrap like that because they've got nothing else left in life. They
That's
are not
what-
even.
and that's
they are
what
not
makes it
even
American.
They are not even playing affiliated hockey. They're basically playing like a semi-pro hockey, paid very little to
Like
play,
a beer league.
hoping somebody may see them and pick them up. Fights in the NHL, NHL has taken down fighting a large amount because it's not what it once
They're
was.
trying to make it like baseball.
So when you watch this down in Evansville, and I'm not bashing the Thunderbolts, we went to a game. The kids loved it. They loved the mascot because it's a Bernese Mountain Dog. It's a
Is that
great
what he
environment.
was?
Yeah,
Jen and I got our picture with him for our anniversary.
we got one too, and it's
So romantic.
yeah, honey, we're gonna go to a hockey game.
Beer league hockey,
A lot of fights.
the Bolts games are fun. I will give you that 100%. But never in a million years would you ever convince me that hockey could potentially be more American than NASCAR. Without a doubt, you will never convince me.
So I had a moment. I'm going back to law school. There was a couple girls from Canada that were in our law school, and me and one of them went out one night to a hockey game, and I was drinking Labatt Blue, and I looked at her and I told her, I've never felt more un-American in my life than sitting in a hockey rink, watching hockey, drinking Labatt Blue with a Canadian girl. It's just not American, buddy. You're not going to convince people otherwise.
Maybe not. I'm just telling you, I sat there. I wasn't sweating.
Yeah.
My beers, you can only buy 2 at a time.
Yeah, we just found out you were yelling, hit the guy in the face.
Punch him in the face!
At a family-friendly event.
Yeah.
I got into
You're
it,
lucky
boys.
you didn't get escorted out by a yellow shirt.
He told me that he looked at me all serious and he's like, Mace, I think I might have found my sport. He said, I think I might have found my
So have you
sport."
watched any hockey since you've gotten back?
When we got to the hotel room, I tried. That's why I almost missed the ball. I watched a couple hockey games, tried to. I just don't like watching sports on TV.
I will say I started to like
any
hockey a
sport.
lot. When I was in Grand Rapids, they had the Griffins.
The hot dogs.
Yeah, they're an
All about the
AHL
hot
team
dogs.
of the Red Wings, and they used to do $1 beer, $1 hot dogs on Thursday nights, and it was a blast. My record was 9 beers in that little bit of time that they sold. 9 beers, solid effort, real proud. That was my record.
There were some puck bunnies down by the
Oh, there's a few.
there was
They
some
love
puck-
them a
there
good
was some
Canadian.
There were some puck bunnies down there by
Now,
the
what's a puck bunny?
Like they're in.
I assume
like
it's
a,
like a buckle bunny.
yes,
like a
identical.
buckle bunny, cleat chaser, badge chaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
They were sitting. I don't know if the warden saw them. Did you see those chicks down there in like leather pants and real low cut tops and all that? You weren't looking for those types. Oh, okay.
No, she was looking for
back
the
to Sound of
Canadian on the
America.
ice.
For some reason, they were sitting right next to the bench, and there was like a little isolated section with 4 or 6 chairs, and then the tunnel going back to the locker room. They were sitting right there.
It was
Puck-
just
puck-
rowdy.
Puck bunnies.
Like the people were rowdy. Everybody in there,
Oh,
like
it's
a
a-
fight started.
It is a great. It's
And
a great
just-
atmosphere.
It was. I don't know. I've
Well,
never
you
been.
would love this even more. Last year when the Edmonton Oilers making their run, old girl
Shows
flashed
her
her
tits.
boobs. Yeah,
She went viral for showing
Yeah.
her tits, and they had
she
her
kind
on,
of come like a folk hero.
At a hockey game.
yeah, shit, yeah, it was all over Twitter. What the hell was the podcast? She was on
Spittin' Chicklets.
Pardon My Take, or
She was on Spittin' Chicklets.
okay, and those
Yeah.
guys, that's a hockey podcast.
Well,
It's a-
you'll love this hockey story then. So Paul Bissonnette, he's a Barstool employee, Spittin' Chicklets, former hockey player. He actually fought 7 dudes in Arizona. You need to look up the story because it's wild how he tells it. But this guy basically went toe-to-toe with 7 dudes and he held his own. I'll give you that. Hockey players are tough. They're crazy. But I think if you would rattle the brain a little bit, some of those enforcers like that were brought in the league just to fight, probably not a whole lot going on there.
You know, I bet them guys that started pitching boxes of tea off the side of the into the bay there. You know, I bet
Big
they
hockey
weren't the-
guys?
I bet they weren't the brightest crayons in the box. I'll be damned.
Yeah, see, she hung her boobs out at the Oilers game,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it went viral, and then so
Go ahead and flash that up on the pot. That could be our album art for this one. This
Yeah.
will be the biggest views
Put a
we'll
little
get.
sensor bar across there.
we could. Well, no, here's one right here we could use
We'll just put Dave's face.
right there.
We'll just put
It's
Dave's
already,
face. over it.
it's already censored for us. But yeah,
I had a hell of a good time, and I have never enjoyed myself so much. I mean, I've been to some Cardinals games. What's
it's
the
different.
baseball team in India? I've been to that one.
Indianapolis Indians.
Are they affiliated with anybody?
They're affiliated with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Okay, so they're higher above yet than what the Evansville hockey team.
These guys are one step above rec league hockey, like beer league hockey.
Pretty fancy place there for beer league hockey.
And you know what?
Well, they're still chasing a drink.
I'll have to give it to those one step above beer leaguers. Some bitches can skate.
Yeah, they've been skating since they were like 4 or 5.
I know, but I'm just saying, like that there's a lot that goes into hockey with the old, sticks and puck play and all that stuff. But
Well, hockey.
man, them dudes can skate.
Hockey had a lockout in early 2000. They had a lockout that hurt
Hockey
them, but
guy.
they're starting to claw back because the guys aren't overpaid. They're not, like you get the NBA guys doing load management. Hockey still plays like 60 plus games a year. just as long a season plus the playoffs. You get into watching some playoff hockey, Dave, these guys are going hard, and you're like, they've played for 60 games, and they're still – I'll give you that. Hockey is fun. Playoff hockey is fun to watch. You just got to get you a team now.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm ready to go.
Just the warden, Wayne Gretzky bought her a Barbie Jeep.
You know, I thought we talked about this after that concert, and then I thought maybe that it was a dream.
Mm-mm.
And I about asked you how she knew the Wayne Gretzky.
Her mom went to college with his,
and here you
his
are
first
calling him a
wife.
Pencil-necked puss.
Well, he was.
Oh,
But he's
not a fighter. He wasn't a
greatest hockey
fighter.
player ever.
I bet he's still pretty tough. I feel like you get your belt.
Plus, here's the thing: hockey has kind of these unwritten rules. So the guys like Sidney Crosby,
Captains, you don't mess with.
Connor Bedard, like you don't put a hit on those guys, or your guy's getting smoked.
Yeah.
So hockey has a very much because I think it's you'll like the guy from New York Rangers. He stands about 6'3", 6'4". He's a monster. He basically came into the league just to fight.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. You need to check out. But I will say, watching some of those hockey fights, impressive because
the one old boy got killed, remember? And then the guy they were trying to charge the dude with manslaughter.
Oh, that was the skate. Remember?
Yeah,
Threw his
like
skate
cut
up
his-
real high, and looking at the video, man,
Hockey
that
is
looked
hockey is a pretty
goddamn-
dangerous sport.
pretty intentional.
Because like that girl I went to a hockey game with, she had a cousin, which this is maybe the most Canadian thing ever. Her cousin got became a quadriplegic because they didn't remove a stick off the ice. So if you ever watch and a guy loses a stick, they don't stop play and move it. So the stick was on the ice and somehow he caught it, lost his balance, went into the boards. Tough situation.
Dang.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and the enforcers, Ryan Reeves, Nicholas Desalarius, Arbor. But these guys are all Canucks, bro.
Yeah.
Now, what's this about Canada? Is that bullshit about maybe Canada? Canada being
51st state?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's some horse shittery about
President-elect told Justin Trudeau at a dinner that maybe I'll just make Canada the 51st state.
and then maybe
Ultimate
hockey's the
power
most
move.
American sport.
Oh God!
If Canada becomes the 51st state, Dave, your claim about hockey becoming America's sport may prove true.
Only time will tell.
Time will tell. Hey, it is time for Merkley and Sons Choice Questions of the Week for the fellas, brought to you by Merkley and Sons.
Listen, January is all about making and likely breaking New Year's resolutions. One New Year's resolution that you won't break is making sure that Merkley & Sons is your family's official provider for quality cuts of meat and other products you need for your family in 2025. Merkley & Sons is right here in our backyard and is a family operation that you know and you trust. Make sure Merkley & Sons is a stop on the shopping list every time you're out getting the groceries. They are the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts for a reason.
All right, fellas, with the pending Snowmageddon coming, got a few questions here that we're going to go through. First one, on a snow day, you working from home or are you taking the day off?
So typically it's work from home, but if this snow day happens, that's what I told my boss. I said, hey man, typically I'd work from home, but if we're looking at 20 inches, that'll be a PTO day, faux show.
We get it. You're going to have to work in it, big fella.
Yeah, I don't have a choice.
Yeah. I'll get your driveway cleaned off for you when you get home.
Okay.
Probably, if it's not too bad, I will go into work. It's just something that my mother always ingrained in. They just go to work. But if it's bad, I'll just work from home.
Yeah, but your mom was a nurse,
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish that sentence, big fella.
not an esquire, like not a
Yeah.
legal
But
counsel.
there are people that will make it into work up there at the resort that don't have the title nor the salary or the pay that I do, and I feel guilty about that. So I try to make the effort.
I normally go. I'll try to get in there, but if we got that kind of snow and me and the boys can build a sweet igloo or something, I'm staying here.
We doing hot cocoa or a hot toddy?
Neither.
Ugh. Always hot chocolate.
I mean, I'd make hot chocolate for the boys, but I'm not a...
What's a favorite winter comfort food? Like, what are you going to hit once the snow comes?
Same as any other time. I don't have like a go-to snow snack.
I'll probably just have a salad.
TikTok user 679er would say that's the first thing you've said on this podcast that makes sense.
Soup. Soup guy.
Ooh, I could probably get behind some mater soup.
I'm a big like hot ham and cheese or
Well, that goes
grilled
good with
cheese.
tomato soup.
yeah, that'd be. It seems to be
Merkley burger.
comfort like that.
Chili.
Do you panic buy groceries before a snowstorm?
God damn.
No. We always got meat in the freezer here.
Best snowstorm memory as a kid?
You know, I remember we had a real bad snow. It's probably been 2000, 98, 2000 back home or something. We missed like a week or two of school. Finally started to warm up, and the snowplow trucks were coming through the neighborhood. And all of us hood kids got together and got our snow shovels. And as a snowplow truck was coming through, we were shoveling everything back out in the road because we weren't ready for it to be over. And that dude just laughed because he's driving a big-ass truck. He got a bunch of snot-nosed-ass kids just with their little snow shovels filling the road back up. But he had to make an extra trip through, I think, and it was finally starting to wear on. Like, you could tell, he's like, all right, ass.
All right.
Like, let's just, you're not going to make this
All
happen.
right, wrap it up. You're done.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was. That was a good one.
I ran from the cops from about 9 or 10 o'clock at night until the wee hours of the morning.
How far did you run?
Well, I didn't run anywhere. I was on a four-wheeler.
I got you.
Keyword, forgot that out. There was like 7 of us, and they got behind us at, we were at 12th Street and 231, right there by,
What's the statute of limitations on running from the fuzz, Esquire?
2 years.
Long time
Probably
ago.
good shape.
right there by Los Grandes and IGA. And saw a group of people went this way and a group of people that went that way. And I lucked out and went the way that they didn't went. And
Didn't go.
didn't go, yeah. And then we just scattered. And then I hid out at a spot that I had a good vantage point of the highway. And one of the two guys that got caught, or two of my God, what am I trying to say? 2 people drove by on the highway, one of which got caught. And then like 5 minutes later, another cop car went vroom down the highway. And I thought, oh, you guys are hosed. Because the one guy was on a little 2-wheel drive 4-wheeler with, I think I had more tread on my ass than his tires did. And that was the winter we got 20 some inches of snow.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, that one was pretty dandy. That's probably a pretty memorable.
Was that
one.
03 or 04? Probably for you.
04, yeah.
I was in college. That was my first year of college, and it took 6 or 7 hours to get from my hometown to VU.
Mm-hmm.
And I got all the way down there. And then they closed VU for like the first time in
We were
80
off school for, it was Christmas break and some.
Yeah.
Like we were off a shit ton
They
into
shut down an
January.
extra week almost, like 3 or 4 days, I think.
Yeah.
And they said they hadn't done that in decades. But
Yeah, that one was probably the big one for me.
When I was in law school, we went through a blizzard. And so the guy from Arkansas, the guy from West Virginia, and me from Southern Indiana, we thought there's no way we would have school, like law school the next day. Like there's a blizzard coming. Because we heard blizzard and we think everything shuts down. Not in the state of Michigan. We bought like 2 cases of beer and we just freaking pounded. Like we were, and then all of a sudden, like probably 7:30. I mean, we went into the wee hours just partying, and everybody knew like our plans. So we had class the next morning at 9, and somebody texted and was like, "Hey, you guys realize we still have class?" And it was like 8:30, and we're like, "What do you mean we got class?" They're like, "They didn't cancel." So we all pile in and we take off, and like we show up in what we were wearing, still just messy of a situation. But that would be one. And then had a buddy get married in LaPorte, Indiana, early January. And that was a year, they've probably been married 8-9 years. We had that huge like statewide snowstorm.
mm-hmm.
Well, I started driving from LaPorte all the way down to Huntingburg, and it was a treacherous drive. But I didn't want to stay another night up there. So me and the old Malibu made it down like a 12-hour day. And I come rolling up the driveway, and mom's like, "Why in the are you home? And I was like, didn't want to stay up there. And I used to have a picture of it, but the old Legal Beagle was just covered in snow. And I got to the 465 south. I was on the westbound side, and there's that hill you climb kind of like right before the airport, or maybe it's right after the airport. And I was sideways, like I was dirt track racing all the way up that hill. And I just look in the back mirror, and there's just traffic all behind me. I just let her eat on up the hill and kept on motoring home. But yeah, one of those things. Is driving in the snow a thrill or a nightmare?
I love it.
I do too. It's quiet. Yeah, especially in the dark.
Yeah, I do too.
Typically, if I go in on days when I don't think anybody's going to be there, I try to take the county roads just to see what everything looks like out there.
Yeah, just go. Final one. Are you getting into a new TV series, or are you binge watching an old one?
I'm more of a movie guy, I think, especially since the kids will be home. We'll play outside a little bit so everybody's too cold to stay out, and then lock into some part of a movie collection.
Yeah, the kids will probably not want to watch anything that I would want to watch, so they'll probably go do their thing, and then I'd probably
watch Bluey.
Yeah, I'd probably retire into my room and watch some whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll probably be all about whatever the kids want to watch. Plenty of Blaze and Paw Patrol. It is time for one more trip around the table for some final thought.
If you have a driveway that is rock like Esquire's, you know this freeze, thaw, and rain is detrimental to the cause. You know who can help you fix your driveway? Love Excavating. Love Excavating can provide a plan to help redirect water flow down your driveway and put the proper drainage in to help it keep from water collecting. Love Excavating can also smooth out your driveway, haul in gravel that you so desperately need, and make sure that your driveway isn't one that people will complain about. Give them a call today. Your driveway, your spouse, and your guests will all thank you.
Smoke Dragon?
Hey, hope you made it through the snowstorm. If you listen to this, I guess you probably did, or maybe we're still snowed in. So, party hardy, have fun, and we'll catch you all on Friday.
Big fella, what you got?
Well, same thing for me to you all. Happy New Year. I'm glad that you all made it and you're here listening today. But keep your stick on the ice the American way. And that's all I got.
A big thank you to Love Excavating and, of course, our friends over there at Merkley & Sons for their support here in January. Not a whole lot. I kind of wish I was there to watch Dave yell and scream. So much so that, kid asked him the next day about it, which is good. But certainly enjoyed Dave's newfound love for hockey.
Yeah.
And we'll have to get him a sweater. That's what they call their jerseys.
Really?
Yeah. So we'll have to get you one.
Dang.
Maybe a Wondering Dutchman hockey jersey.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll sponsor a team. Maybe we'll do Wondering Dutchman night down there at the Evansville Thunderbolts.
I'm in.
Yeah, I know you are, buddy. Big hockey guy. But hopefully get your 2025 off to a good start. Won't be long, and it'll be summertime again, and long days, and golfing and fishing and all that other stuff. But
Oh, yeah.
be safe this winter storm.
Dutchman out.